Episode 27. Oh, listeners, do we find ourselves in heaven? Yes, more or less. If heaven is the Pottervision podcast, let me die already. If you're enjoying the show like I am, please continue to keep spreading the word. Tell your friends, tell people who might be interested, if you like it, that is. Or if you want more of the show, why not check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Pottervision for extra bonus episodes. Anyway, here's me yabbering on. Here's episode 27.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision. Pottervision.
Hello, who's your lady friend? Hello and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the show where every week this man opposite me, Tom Lawrenson, and myself, Lukas Kirkby, we look at, we dissect, and we just love it, don't we? A chapter of those Harry Potter books, that's what we do. This week it's episode 27, we're on book 2, chapter 10, The Rogue Bludger. Tom, how are you?
I am well. Lukas Kirkby, I am well. How are you? You're glowing.
Thank you. I'm in the 4th month of pregnancy and I'm starting to get that lovely glow they talk about.
Yeah.
I'm eating cold.
Yeah.
I'm having mood swings.
Yeah.
People are rubbing my belly unsolicitedly. It's fantastic.
Sounds like bliss. What have you been up to today?
Well, I've been to the tip today.
Lukas Kirkby going to the tip?
Hey.
Let me clean my ears.
I'm always at the bloody tip. Well, today, because now the kitchen's nearly done, but we've got all the appliances in.
Yeah.
So the kitchen actually functions now as a kitchen. So the guy who lent us a temporary sink and hob and all that stuff came to pick that up, and we got rid of a load of cardboard and stuff to the tip.
Take it, tiphead.
Speaking of moving things around,
What do you want to know?
I'm turning round, looking in this studio,
Yeah.
which is your lounge, and I'm noticing that there isn't a lot of stuff left in this room. What's going on?
Cash converters, baby. I'm in the poorhouse. Took it all in. Didn't give me a penny for it, but they said they'd take it off my hands. And here I am. Poor as you like. Not a... I've got some wallpaper over my body as clothes. And I am cold. No, I tell a lie. For the first time in my life, I've just told a lie to you.
Yes, that's true.
I've betrayed you.
Tom, imagine I'm Dobby. Tell me the truth.
Let me tell you the truth. So, I've moved house.
Away!
Yeah, I've gone from a flat
Yeah.
to a house.
Yes.
Can you imagine that move?
Yes, I did it myself.
Turned up there yesterday. Right. Get the keys. You can imagine what keys sound like, can't you?
Yeah. Clink, clink, clink.
Ding-ling-ling,
Yeah.
ding-ling-ling, ching-ching-ching, ding-ling. Open the doors.
Yeah.
Immediately sprint upstairs like a wild dog.
Yeah.
I say dog, that is exactly what I smell. I go in the master bedroom, and that is what I whiff. Dog.
Yeah. Oh.
People who had it before must have had a dog or something.
Yeah.
Because the bedroom stank of dog, and it seems this dog had run of the house.
Yeah.
Because it must have been sleeping in the master bedroom with them. I immediately got out a Stanley knife and I cut up the carpet.
Yeah.
I rolled it up and I threw it outside. No exaggeration.
See, you think they owned a dog, but they were a dog. I've seen your papers when you signed for the house.
Yeah.
And when the previous homeowner's signature, it's just a muddy paw print.
Oh!
Well, this is very sad. This feels like an end of an era because this will be the last episode that we record in this very room.
Yeah.
Very, very excited. I bloody hope the acoustics at your new home are up to standards.
I hope so too. Otherwise, sorry listeners, end of the pod.
So look out next week for potentially some more or less resonant sounds.
Yeah.
Tell you something else I've done exciting.
Go on, tell me.
Past week, we have purchased a new doorbell.
Ding-a-ling.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Yeah.
There were 52 options for what type of noise you want to make when you press the options. You press it, the first one, option 1, ding dong. The other 51, horrendous. 10 of them were animal noises. There was like a chicken, a
I
dog.
was terrified then, for me and our listeners, that you were then going to list all 52 noises.
No, I'm just going to categorise them for you. 10 of them were animal noises. About 20 of them were classical music.
Yeah.
Another 10 were about sound effects. And then... that was definitely on there. The
Three Blind Mice?
Yeah, holiday flight music from Home Alone. That was there. And the only couple which I think we ever might use were there was some Christmassy ones, which you might change it to at Christmas to feel festive, or a happy...
Noddy Holder. It's Christmas!
No, I shout that through the letterbox. And there was a lovely happy birthday one, so I imagine if it was like a child's birthday party.
I'd have that every day.
Yeah, you could ring the doorbell. Do.
Happy birthday to me today. I've received many a card, but there's one in particular that make me laugh so very hard. Carry on.
There we go. That was it. We went for the classic ding dong, ding dong.
Beautiful.
Now, Tom.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a special You're About to Move House chapter rundown?
Does this answer your question?
Whoa! It's a yes. We won't tell you what he's just done, but something appeared from out of the wallpaper. It was a yes. Alright, chapter 10, The Rogue Bludger. Oh! Now, Harry, Ron and Hermione are buttering Lockhart up to try and get his permission slip for this potions book. They get it, they go to the library, and they get it, Most Potency Potions, this horrible book, but it describes the polyjuice potion, and they need to get a load of different ingredients. It'll take a month to make, but happy, this is your worst one yet. You just making a slightly quiet, long noise is your worst one yet. I'm praying this...
I'm listening.
I'm praying this will end at the end of this book.
Go on.
Alright. It's Quidditch match, right? Stop it, you. They go to the Quidditch pitch, they start playing Quidditch, and the Bludger is behaving very mysteriously. It's going for Harry all the time, it's not going for anybody else. And it's going mad, and it breaks his arm, and he just about catches the snitch, falls to the floor. He's won the match, but at what cost? You're making yourself laugh. Gilderoy Lockhart's on the scene. He tries to fix Harry's arm, but rather than fix it, he removes the bones and he's just got a floppy arm. He goes to Madame Pomfrey. She's going to have to regrow the bones with Skelly-Grow. He falls asleep and he wakes up to Dobby sponging his head. Oh, Harry Potter. And Dobby reveals that it was him who stopped the platform 9 3/4. It was him who got the Bludger because he doesn't want Harry at Hogwarts. Don't come to Hogwarts, Harry. Things are happening. The Chamber of Secrets will be opened. Harry goes, it was you. And Dobby doesn't tell, any more secrets. You've put me off here. And then Dumbledore and McGonagall come in with Colin Creevy. He's also been petrified. OMG! And they announce, Harry's pretending to be asleep, that the Chamber of Secrets has been opened again. And that was the Rogue Bludger.
Oh, what a chapter.
What a chapter.
Oh,
what an annoying bloody noise that was.
Don't know what you're talking about. That's just me enthusiastic. That is me enthusiastic. I like this chapter. It darted about, didn't it?
Yeah, went from one thing to the other.
Darted about. We start off
Yeah.
back in Gilderoy Lockhart's lessons. It seems nowadays as though we don't get a glimpse into any other lessons. We're always in Lockhart's lessons, aren't we?
I know.
And Lockhart, reluctant to involve any more creatures in his lessons, is now acting out lessons, and he's chosen Harry to be his scene partner.
I love it. Well, it makes sense because the only books they've bought this year are his books.
Yeah.
So the lessons have got to be about his books, surely, because they can't revise anything else.
No.
So I do get that, but I think it's the idea of Are the other teachers having to make their lessons about his books? Like Professor Sprout just going through every book, hoping there's something about plants somewhere in his autobiography to make it match the subject.
I mean, there's only like a limited budget you must have for books. Like, if you buy all of his, it's like, well, I'm sorry, Snape, I couldn't get Potions Volume 2. You know what I mean?
Hey, what are you going to call your book? I don't know. Potions Volume 2.
Now, what I wanted to know, was Professor Lockhart upstaged by Harry, or did at any point he feel upstaged? Because as we know, Harry is a talented impressionist.
He is. We've heard his bloody Baron. You know, what else can he do? Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Lockhart is... We feel that he's threatened by Harry's popularity and fame, and yet he chooses Harry to be the star of his shows. But I don't know if that's a control thing where he thinks, like, if I control him, I feel like I'm...
Maybe he's like... He feels like the attention is more on Harry at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Because there's so many rumours and stuff about him.
That's
so it's
true.
like, oh, everyone's paying more attention to him. I got to get in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think the idea is to embarrass him? Because it is obviously embarrassing Harry to play all these characters.
I think he generally thinks it's a fun thing. You be the vampire. I'll be me. Now suck me neck.
Whoa! Now, I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to try and play some of these characters. I wanted to imagine what they might sound like.
Okay, what have you got?
So, Tom, I'd like you to do for me the simple Transylvanian villager with a babbling curse.
Got it.
Fantastic. And next, I'd like you to do a Yeti with a head cold.
Whoa!
Brilliant. And third, I'd like you to do a vampire unable to eat anything except lettuce.
Woo! Are these good impressions? Is this what you expected from this segment?
It wasn't, but once I heard the first one, I knew where we were going. And that's all I wanted.
Now, Lockhart is throwing Harry around the room, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's getting him in the headlocks. He's like giving him a half Nelson. He's
Yeah.
doing the walls of Jericho on Harry Potter. Right.
Yeah.
In my high school, sometimes teachers would just head teachers would wander about and
Yeah.
they'd have a peek in lessons just to make
Yeah.
sure everything's going okay. If Dumbledore's having a look in that room and sees that, is he continuing to think, right choice on the employment? You know what I mean? Like, I picked the right guy.
100% he is.
Yeah.
Only because it's Harry that's doing it.
Yeah.
It's Dumbledore's favourite student. If it was any other student, he'd go, Gilderoy, may I have a word, please? Gilderoy would be like, right, revise this book. I'm going to have a word with Dumbledore. Oh, what's wrong, Albus? What's wrong?
If you're going to do that, it must be with Harry, my favourite boy.
Or he storms in. He goes, like he's doing it to Harry, and Dumbledore's like, Gilderoy, tag me in.
Yeah, you might get jealous.
Harry's mine, my boy.
I had when I was in sixth form, I had a teacher grab me by the tit once. I was in law, and this law teacher, was a bit of an oddball. He wore the same cream blazer every day.
Yeah. You studied law at school?
At sixth form, yeah.
Brilliant. Carry on.
I studied law at sixth form. He wore the same cream blazer for 2 years straight, right? And he was acting something out, like using one of the a case, you know, like in so and so versus so and so, blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh, get up and use you an example." And he's taking me as a hostage. Yeah. He gets his arm around me and he grabs me by the tit, like he's properly holding me. I think I was quite a bit of a bigger lad back then.
Yeah.
So I think I was quite heavy, and so I did have a proper tit on me, and he had his whole palm over me, and not even just like placed there, proper grabbing it.
Yeah.
I remember looking at the rest of the class, who were all looking at me, and I was like, this is a bit weird. Won't any of you say something?
Yeah, that is insult. If that was me, though, you know, if Harry was in this situation...
Then he got me in the walls of Jericho. Go on.
Well... If you're in that position where Gilderoy's making you play all the characters, making you do all the things, you are not going to have to revise for these exams.
No.
Because every single story is going to be embedded into your
Yeah.
brain as a traumatic memory. Because you've had to reenact them. The other kids are going to have to study for this. Harry is not.
There used to be a bit of a like people. There was a trick going around my school.
Yeah.
Where when you're doing your revision, smell certain things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like smell some mint when you're revising.
Yeah.
And then so when you're revising, like you think of like when you're doing the exam.
Yeah.
You think of mint, and then all the text will come flooding
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
you. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
maybe like during the exam, Harry will start pinching his own arm or like choking himself.
I'd love to see that. You know, one person puts their hand up. Can I have a pen, please? Yeah, you can have a pen. The other person, can I have a piece of paper, please? Yeah, here you go, piece of paper. Harry Potter puts his hand up. Yeah, what do you want? Could you strangle me? I've remembered.
Could you give me a kick in the butt?
I'm only an invigilator. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Does that help? I can read the question for you. Now, Lockhart
Yes.
drops the name of another creature. And at this point, I was like, Lockhart, you had me until then.
Yeah.
He mentions the Waggle Waggle werewolf.
Yeah.
And that sounds to me like a mascot for some price comparison website.
You buy one, you get one free. I said, you buy one, you get one free. Join us on Wagger with me, the Wagger Wagger Werewolf, now.
That's good.
Thank you.
All on the mic. But up until then, I was like, now, Gilderoy, I think you're lying.
Yeah.
I think there's some things that
Yeah.
you've said you've seen that don't exist.
Yeah.
Up until then, though, but it's just that. Everything else I believe in.
I feel like every name of the creature or village he's been to sounds the same. It's just the same set of syllables repeated.
Go on.
In last chapter, he mentioned that he'd been to Wagadoodoo. It's like, oh, I went to the village of Wagadoodoo and beat the Wagga Wagga werewolf with my Wagga Wagga hands.
Now, the
Yeah.
bit...
That bit's just going to end.
So, Harry...
Yeah.
For some reason, they're talking... they stay after class.
Yeah.
And I think Lockhart says to Harry, you know, there's mention of the Quidditch. Lockhart mentions that he was the seeker
Yeah.
when he was at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And he was plucked for a professional team.
Yeah.
But he wanted to dedicate his life to the dark arts. Yeah.
Yes.
Defense against dark arts. And he says to Harry, would you like some private tutoring?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harry made an indistinct noise in his throat. And hurried off after Ron and Hermione.
Yeah.
An indistinct noise. Harry, would you like some private tutoring? Oh! Oh!
We want to know what it is. Indistinct noise. Do you think he was a seeker, Gilderoy? Because that's something that could easily be checked.
No, yeah, I don't think he was a seeker.
No. It's interesting that his like bullshit claims. Because fair enough, you can BS about all the I did this when I was on holiday. This happened. These anecdotal things. But he's talking rubbish about facts that you could look up. It's like, I was a seeker when I was at school. Well, no, you weren't.
It makes me think that Dumbledore maybe knows him better than, like, you know,
Yeah.
he lets on. Because maybe he's like, you got to take Lockhart with a pinch of salt.
You have.
Yeah, he's talking crap all the time. But isn't he good for morale?
Oh, he's good.
I've never seen Ron Weasley happier. And I've never heard Harry Potter make such an indistinct noise.
And
Yeah.
he's entertaining, isn't he? You know, Professor Binns, the history teacher, is incredibly boring. Professor McGonagall is not charismatic at all. I think Flitwick is a bit, you know, and Madam Sprout's quite, you know, straightforward. But Lockhart, you know, he's got kids up reenacting these things. I think it's, you know, you might think whatever you think of him, but he's going to be entertaining in class.
Yeah.
100%.
You'd be really looking forward to them lessons. And it's one where you'd be relaxed because he's not threatening, unlike Snape.
Yes.
Where you'd be anxious throughout the old thing.
Yeah, it's one of those where you know how to get him on your side. You just have to compliment him or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
They start to charm Lockhart by...
Oh, yeah.
So they need his signature to get out a restricted book. So they start to charm him by saying, oh, Lockhart, we need this book to help
Yeah.
me understand one of your books better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that charmed him perfectly. It tickled what he wanted to know. Like,
Yeah.
it flattered his ego, didn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, whatever then. What would it take to charm you? If someone needed something from you, if someone needed your signature, yeah, that you on paper, you should not give them.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. What do you think? So would they have to, compliment, say you're a funny guy, handsome?
Yeah.
You think?
Either of those, or a simple please and a smile. A smile gets you a long way, I think,
Yeah.
and being polite.
Yeah.
If someone came up to me and give me that permission slip so I can do that, I'd be like, no, I'd get me back up.
What about this? Someone walks up to you,
Yeah.
an adult,
Yeah.
you work at a university,
Yeah, yeah.
and your student's the same age as you, so
Yeah.
there's nothing weird going on here.
Yeah.
Need your permission. They go, we signed this. They turn around and flash their bum.
Oh no, that's rude. I would have done it until they turned round and...
Well, they turn around and wink at you. How about that?
Yeah, all right. The wink would... It'd be like... I'd be swaying from yes to no. Please, could I have this? Yes.
Yeah.
A moon it. Oh, no. Wink. Back to yes. Back to yes.
I think I would easily, I wouldn't be able to see right through a lie. If someone came
No.
up to me and said, oh, we signed this, you're so clever, I'd be like, of course I will. Perfect, thank you
Yeah.
for the compliment.
It is,
Or if someone came up to me and bold-faced went like this, hey, if I compliment with you, will you sign this? I go, yeah, I'll take it.
And that's
What
how
you-
he got his new house.
Hang on first, what are you going to say? We'll call you handsome? Yeah, go on. Can I have it now? You're handsome. Delicious.
If I gave you a compliment, would you say yes? Depends on the compliment.
What's a compliment you wouldn't want to hear?
Well, sometimes you get these backward compliments. Like it's a compliment where it's like, oh, that was quite good for you.
Yeah.
One of them. What do you mean for me? Oh, you did surprisingly well there. Why is it a surprise? These people. I think people are trying to be nice, aren't they? But it comes across as quite rude.
Yeah, someone came up to me and they went, oh, you've got a great big fat arse. And I'm like, I know you're trying to mean well, but listen to the words you're saying. It sounds awful. A lot of arse chat on this pod, a lot of arse chat.
Oh, and a couple of weeks ago you were accusing me of being mucky. But here we go, we've had mooning and fat arse within 2 minutes.
Now, so they get permission, yeah?
Yeah.
And they get chatting about the polyjuice potion.
Oh, yeah.
Polyjuice potion, it can change your form.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard spell to make. Not
Yeah,
spell,
yeah.
potion
Potion.
to make. It's going to take a month to brew, and they're going to have to steal a lot of items. Go.
No, I was just going to say, the bit before that where they give Madame Pince the permission slip, and she really eyes it up. She
Yeah.
doesn't like the idea that she's looking at a permission slip. And I remember that you used to rile teachers up. When they think they've got you, and they catch you somewhere you shouldn't be. They go, oh, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. And then you think, I've got something on my sleeve here. I've got a permission slip from another teacher. And they're like, give that here. And they get really annoyed because obviously they've been like...
Let me read that. Hang on. Mr. Stevenson has no jurisdiction over my loft. Get out.
But she looks at it, doesn't she, very carefully, and it reminds me of... I don't know if you get this, get annoyed about this, but in the UK, the way to tell that a note is real is you put it up to the light, and if there's a little circle, and if the Queen's face appears in the note...
Note in terms of money.
Yeah, in terms of money, yeah. If the
Oh,
Queen's...
you meant a permission slip for the child?
No.
I was like, bloody hell.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated at our school. But yeah, and if you see the face, the Queen's face, it's a genuine note. And I don't know about you, but if I ever go to a shop and someone looks at it, I think that's pretty cheeky. She thinks I'm dishonest.
Yeah.
Or got like a fake note. Do you ever feel like that?
Do I ever feel like that? I've been on the receiving end of that.
Have you?
Not the note, but when you get a McDonald's, you're in the drive-through,
Yeah.
and they pass you the bag,
Yeah.
and you just and you have a look, you think, is it all there?
Oh, yeah.
And then the person's like, it's all there. It's like that as if you don't trust them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't trust you because 9 times out of 10 there's something missing.
6 months ago, I asked for a 6 nugget meal and I got a 5 nugget meal. I'm going to check every bag for the next 10 years. It's not your fault. It's the person who gave me 5 nuggets. But I don't know you.
But I'm sorry, McDonald's staff. I tar you all with the same brush.
If you're going to tar me with the same food and price offers, I'm going to tar you with my judgments.
Now,
Go on.
with the apologies potion,
Yeah.
Hermione starts listing out all the intricate things that are going to go into it, yeah?
Mm.
And she's like, we're going to need a piece of the people that we're going to become, yeah? And Ron immediately goes, if you expect me to eat, Goyle's toenails, why did he go to that?
Yeah.
No one said that. That's the most disgusting thing you could have thought of. If you expect me to give Goyle a full body massage, you've got another thing coming. No one said that.
No. I was trying to think about this, and I was trying to think of what, if I had to use a body part, what would it be? And I think... Oh, it's horrible. I think it would be a piece of hair, definitely. Because you can at least wash hair, can't you?
Wash her.
Dry hair, dye hair. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be washing it, curling it, dyeing it, and then eating it.
You could take some of Goyle's hair,
Yeah,
wash it,
yeah,
dye it ginger,
yeah,
straighten it,
yeah.
put it in your mouth, and you can imagine you're eating famous DJ broadcaster Chris Evans' hair.
Get enough of them together in a clump, a nice little carrot stick that you can imagine. Why not? Well, yeah, I think it'd definitely be a piece of hair because it doesn't say how much, and it could just be a little drop, couldn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't like skin flakes.
No.
I couldn't scratch someone, get some of them under my nails. Then,
No fluids.
yeah,
At all.
I couldn't have a tooth. I wouldn't
No. A tooth.
swallow in a tooth.
Yeah, it'd have to be a piece of
But
hair,
then
wouldn't
this
it?
is mixed into a potion, and the other thing, the hair's the least of your worries.
Yeah.
The hair's the least of your worries. It's going to be all mixed in. Now, this-
Much like a sausage, I would drink a polyjuice potion as long as I couldn't see how it was made.
There's a lot of slander about sausages. There's a lot of slander about pepperamis, which
Yes.
is a peppered sausage.
That's right. If people remember from Hedwig's droppings 3 weeks ago, we were talking about peperamis. For us, that was half an hour ago. That's right. It's like an episode of Doctor Who, this, isn't it?
But listen, there's a lot of slander about pepperamis, and I won't let my listeners hear any of it. Yes, there's an assortment of meat that goes into them. Yes, the meat comes from areas of the animal's body that you wouldn't traditionally think you should eat from.
Yeah.
We're talking hooves. We're talking
Tails.
gusset.
Yeah.
But it's fine to eat.
Yes. Exactly. Get your chops round that pepperami.
Now,
Yes.
it's so their plan with the apologies potion.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
Right. So to find out what Malfoy, so we need to find out if Malfoy is the heir of Slytherin or not.
Yes.
Should we follow him about?
Yeah.
No, too simple. We could ask him. Nah. What if we slowly stole ingredients over a long period to brew a broth implanted with the DNA of his closest friends to steal their likeness for a short length of time? Then ask him. Bingo.
This definitely feels like Plan D. There's got to be 3 other plans that you should try first. Befriend one of the other Slytherins. See if they know any information. Goad it out of him. I think these. This is crazy.
Yeah, or use the invisibility cloak.
Yes.
And walk into the Slytherin common room and stand there.
Yeah. Find out what the password is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem very, very odd.
Be like Batman.
Ron and Harry are being negative Nellies, aren't they? Hermione's got this plan, and all they can see are faults in the plan. So Hermione is giving this plan, and Harry and Ron are being a couple of big negative Nellies about it.
Yeah.
Everything she says, it's not going to be Crab's toenails, is it? A month, we can't wait a month. Guys, either come up with a better plan, or, be a bit more positive.
Yeah.
Because you're raining on my parade.
Yeah. There's one thing I hate. It's no people. You know what I mean? I'm a yes man.
Always no with these
No,
guys.
no. I'm a no guy sometimes. You ask me to do something, I'll be like, no. But, one night out, me and you,
Yeah.
and you go, hey, let's go to Stinky Harry's disco bar. I'd go, all right.
Yeah, I remember this.
We get to Stinky Harry's, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's busy.
Yeah.
And I start going, right, it's crap in here, it's rubbish,
Yeah.
it's rubbish. But I'm not giving any other solution.
No.
I've got no right.
Yeah.
That's what Ron and Harry are doing now.
This is the thing, people. If you don't like an idea, you either think of a better one or go along with it.
Yeah.
You know, because you just moaning about it is not helpful to anybody.
Exactly. You're just bringing the mood down.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a negative Nelly when you can be a positive Polly.
Stinky Harry's not going to put up for it. So they agree to it, don't they?
Yes.
And Ron says, fine, but no toenails.
Toenails.
Ron, I think you want toenails.
Yeah.
Methinks Ron doth protest too much.
100%.
Oh, we're not going to eat their toenails.
Yeah. You're saying no toenails, no toenails, no toenails. All I'm hearing is toenails, toenails, toenails. All we're getting is toenails from you, Ron.
Ron, I've got Goyle's hair for you. Oh, I thought we said toenails. No, you were saying no toenails. Oh, you couldn't read between the lines, could you?
Again, negative Nellies, change your language. Instead of no toenails, be pro hair. Hair, hair, hair.
Now, before they leave this bathroom, Hermione walks off, and Ron says to Harry, he goes, all this would be a lot less hassle if you knock Malfoy off his broom tomorrow. Or, all this would be a lot less hassle if you kill Malfoy.
Look, we'll let her brew her potion. In the meantime, we will commit homicide.
You know that Quidditch match that you're going to take part in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect opportunity in front of thousands of spectators to kill Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, tell you what. Forget your plan, Hermione. We've heard plan D. Here's plan E. In front of 1,000 witnesses, Harry is going to murder Malfoy.
So they're all up in the air on their blue brooms,
Yeah.
and you just see Harry darting forward holding a little dagger.
He's going for the throat. The golden throat of Malfoy.
Harry was nervous at what Oliver Wood would say if they lost the Quidditch match.
Yes.
Do you know what he'd say?
What?
Fuck all if I was there.
Why?
I'd be like, Wood, you're in goal. Who's letting him in?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
My job's get the snitch. Your job is not let any balls in.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Them hoops are so close together.
Yeah. That's the thing. There
Shouting
seems to
at
be
us.
there's no ownership, is there, from any of the teammates? It's all, Harry, you better catch that snitch or die trying.
Mental.
Because we can't score more goals against the other team.
It's impossible.
That's not happening. Well, they imply, don't they? He does his big team talk before the match. He says the Slytherins have got better brooms. There's no point denying it. But we've got better players, and that's interesting. I was wondering what you thought. You know, are better brooms more of an advantage than better players necessarily?
I think better players is the most important thing because you've got the fastest brooms in the world.
Yeah.
You don't need to be going that fast.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You don't get in your car and just start accelerating as quick as you can.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not how you're going to win the race. You're going to hit a corner and you're going to flip over.
That's true. And because Slytherin have sacrificed their previous seeker, Terence Higgs, because to get these brooms, we're going to have to get rid of our seeker, who we've had for a couple of years, and we're going to get Malfoy on. I think in the previous book it did say that Malfoy was quite good on a broom.
He said he's quite good on the broom.
Right. I think it was like, I remember a sentence which was like, Harry admitted Malfoy was pretty good. But as far as we know, he's not better than Terence Higgs,
No.
the previous seeker.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, these kids, they think Draco Malfoy is capable
Yes.
of opening the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
But you think he's not capable of earning a place on the Quidditch team without buying every member the most expensive broom in the wizarding world.
Yeah.
So like, he's so talented, he can kill people, and he can live with
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
but he'd have to buy his way in.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because they seem almost more outraged by that than the idea of him being the heir of Slytherin and open the Chamber of Secrets. Because the attitude of that is more like, oh, I bet it's Malfoy. You know, he's a wrong and it'd be him. Whereas the Quidditch, that piece of slime, Malfoy, bought his way in. It makes me mad.
Maybe it's one of the things that they talk about when Ron and Hermione are alone. So, 2 years, Harry's been on the Quidditch team.
Yeah.
Which means there's going to be an inordinate amount of time that Ron and Hermione spend alone together.
That's true.
And I began to think, what do these two talk about when they're alone?
Yeah.
Right? So I had some ideas. They could talk about Harry, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when things are awkward between two friends, they'll talk about the friend that's not there.
Yeah.
Whether they'll be bringing him up and bringing him down. I love it when he does this. I hate it when he does that. They could be talking about their differences, couldn't they?
Yeah.
They're very different people. Hermione knows a lot about the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she likes to ask Ron all the stuff he knows because it all comes so natural to him.
Yeah.
There's got to be loads of tidbits he knows that she doesn't. But then he won't be asking anything about the Muggle world because he's ignorant.
He has
And he's
no interest in other people, I don't think.
He's a wizard supremacist, as we learned the other week.
Yes.
Yeah. What do
Very
you think?
interesting. I think it is interesting because at the minute, I don't know if this changes throughout the books, but we only ever have scenes from Harry's perspective. As far as I know, there hasn't been a single chapter we've read that hasn't had Harry in it. You know, it's all through the eyes of Harry. Whereas I think, I know in later books, I think we will get more chapters which are without Harry in it.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite interesting that, there will be a lot of time with Ron and Hermione just together.
Yeah.
And obviously later on in the books, their relationship develops. And, maybe this is the kind of foundations where they get to kind of understand each other a bit more. Because they definitely seem more cohesive as a pair of people this year than they were last year. For sure. Yes.
You really see them maturing a bit.
Yeah, 100%. We're starting to see that, aren't we? And I think in general, working in high school, there's a massive difference between year 7 and year 8.
Really?
First years, they're like babies, aren't they? They've just been from primary school, they're very childish, all this kind of stuff. And year 8, obviously, puberty's hitting and all that kind of stuff. But you see their attitudes change as well, just the way they present themselves around the school.
I remember being in reception and seeing the year 6s.
Yeah.
And thinking that they were men.
Yeah.
And then I remember being in year 6 and thinking I was a man.
Yeah.
And then going to high school and being like, I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Someone changed me nappy.
Yeah, back to being a baby. And it was the same with sixth form as well. I remember being in year 11 and being like, oh yeah, one of the big boys now. And then suddenly I'm in sixth form and there are people who can drive, people who can legally drink in the year above me. It's like, wow, I don't know, I think it's, you're going from being a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a big pond.
I miss
aren't
it.
you? Yeah.
Then you go into work and then your best friend's a 55-year-old woman. Do you know what I mean? It's such a drastic leap.
It's amazing, isn't it? And I think that's the thing, when you become an adult, suddenly you're not, it's almost like unlocking new experiences, isn't it? As you grow up, you go, oh, now I'm old enough to, buy a scratch card, go, do the lottery. Oh, I can drive now. Oh, I can drink now. 21, I could drink in America now, those kind of things. And I think when you get to an adult, there's
differences become blurred.
Yeah.
After about 23,
I
really think, you can, I don't know, ages just all blur together.
Yeah, because there's because you can now do anything that's within legal, things. Yeah, I think it's interesting that there's almost nothing age will help you to achieve, apart from experience and all that kind of stuff. But that's all down to you. There are no freebies.
And in the Wizarding world, I mean, it's blurred even less.
Yeah.
I mean, some of Dumbledore's best friends are, they've even gone through puberty yet.
Yeah. I want some more milestones, because at the minute, from 21, being able to have a drink in America, to 60, having a bus pass, there's nothing in between for me to look forward to. I want things like, at 30, you're allowed to leave early at parties. You get a licence for that. At the age of 50, you're suddenly allowed to have bad breath and body odour.
No.
You don't have to look after yourself anymore.
At 50, I think the retirement age for men is like 70 or something.
Yeah.
So men who work in an office get to do 20 years of stinking like a hog.
Yeah, but at 70, that's when you're allowed to eat mint Imperials.
Oh,
And Werther's
don't let
Originals.
them.
If you at home have ideas about what these new things, these new milestones could be, let us know. We want to know.
Match begins.
Yeah.
Wood does his pep talk. Fred gives Harry a little wink.
Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. We've said this before, but I don't think we actually acknowledged it. He says to Harry, Oliver Wood, get to that snitch before Malfoy or die trying.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's joking. He's being deadly serious.
Yeah.
How can they take this sport that seriously?
Yeah.
They are saying to Harry, risk your life. If you come out of that pitch alive, out of this match alive, and we're not winning, you should have died on that pitch. You should be dead. I don't want you talking to me after that match unless you've got the snitch.
I know. I was thinking the exact same thing. I said they want to get Wood involved with training members of ISIS. Do you know, if he can brainwash people into giving their lives for a game of Quidditch, imagine what he could do for, I don't know, evil organisations.
It's ridiculous. Is this his advice for every match? Is he saying to Harry that he needs to catch the snitch every single match he plays or he'll die trying?
Because what's happening throughout the match is this Bludger is going after Harry and it's intent on hitting him, They call a half-time or a time-out.
Yeah.
And then Harry says, no, stop protecting me.
Yeah.
Let me do it alone.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how little Harry thinks everyone thinks of him, or how little Harry thinks of everyone else. Do you know what I mean?
It's very odd because they seem to, like, the other teammates seem to be on his side then once they see the rogue Bludger. But it's Oliver Wood.
First, he don't believe him.
Yeah.
Fred and George go, hey, the Bludger's going after Harry. And he's like, no, it's not. You're playing the same match we're playing. Why are we lying? We're on the same team, Oliver Wood. Is it you bewitching it, Wood?
It's Wood. They ask Madame... Well, why don't they talk to Madame Hooch about it? Because, I'm not being funny, in any other sport, you know, in football, they have about 10 balls ready. You know, if one ball pops or goes funny, they're throwing a new one. Tennis match, they have new balls every, couple of games.
These balls have been in Madame Hooch's office.
Yeah.
Secure. You know Madame Hooch, when she's not playing Quidditch, she's in the office looking at the balls.
They should have a word with her and they should look, this Bludger is wrong. She should have noticed this, by the way. She should have noticed that this Bludger is only attacking one.
And Wood's like, no one's doing that. There's no precedent of someone bewitching something to do with Harry during a Quidditch match.
Yeah.
Wood, how about last year when Quirrell was bewitching his broom? Huh?
Not about that one.
And why do people always pick Quidditch matches to bewitch Harry?
Yeah.
Like Ron's idea with killing Draco during the Quidditch match. Thousands of spectators. Or is that the perfect crime? Because these thousands of people could be anyone.
It does feel like the start of an episode of Columbo, doesn't it? Where the first half an hour you see Dobby bewitching the rogue Bludger, and finally through scenes and scenes of Columbo talking to Dobby, lulling him into a false sense of security, Dobby accidentally reveals hints and clues and he eventually incriminates himself. That's what I want to see. But yeah, have a chat with Madame Hooch, and because she lets them have this time out without asking them why.
Yeah.
And I think that's an odd thing. The idea that if you're losing in a Quidditch match, you go, we need a rest. Just calling a time-out seems mad to me.
And surely, I mean, how much time has elapsed during the first half of this match? Where they've scored how many goals? 90 or something?
Yeah, I think it's 60-0, isn't it?
60 Slytherin have scored,
Yeah.
while Wood has just let them all in.
Yeah.
I think, well, if you've all got those brooms, there's no point me trying. I've trained my team in the snow, but if they can't do it, what am I meant to do?
Yeah. It's very, very odd.
Harry bumps into Malfoy up in the air.
Yeah.
Malfoy goes, you alright, Scarhead? Lovely little nickname, that.
All right, Scar, training for the ballet, Potter.
He's training for the ballet, Potter. I think their friendship is growing stronger. The only thing that's getting in its way is Harry.
Yes.
So I think sometimes a loving nickname can really help bond people.
100%. My nickname from you, Biggie Loro. That's my nickname. That brought us closer together. Your nickname for me, what was it?
Pretty baby.
Pretty Baby. There we go. And that brought us closer together. For years, I was calling you Mr. Lawrenson, Mr. Lawrenson. You were calling me Scumface. And it was only until we got those lovely nicknames that we like giving each other that, really brought us together as friends.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Now, Harry catches the bloody snitch, but before he does, the bludger hits him in the arm, breaking his arm, falls to the floor. In his last moments of consciousness, realises that he's won.
Yeah.
He wakes up with Gilderoy Lockhart stood over him. Gilderoy Lockhart has taken it upon himself. I will be the one to help Harry.
Yeah.
But Gilderoy Lockhart, why are you picking him up by his bum? Well, Gilderoy Lockhart,
Why are you holding him by the tits? It's interesting that Harry, even with a broken arm, is still going for the snitch. And he will stop at nothing to win. And, these Quidditch matches, these Quidditch chapters, and there's going to be more of them in these books.
Oh, can't wait.
I do find them a bit boring.
No.
But I think the whole idea is that they are showing parts of Harry's character, his determination, his never give up attitude, his never say die attitude. These are the kind of qualities that will eventually be what he needs to defeat the Dark Lord.
Uh-huh.
But it reminded me, the idea of keep going, no matter what you do to hurt yourself. It reminded me of a tennis game I once had with my mother.
Go on, keep going.
When I was about, 10, 11, something like that, I used to like playing tennis, right? But it costs money, doesn't it, to rent courts out, and, I didn't have anybody who fancied playing tennis with me. So my mum said, hey, we'll go out. We were on a quiet cul-de-sac, hardly any cars had come past. She said, I'll come out and we'll play on the road, right? So we stood on the road, we're hitting the ball to each other. And I hit one a bit wide, right? And rather than letting the ball go wide, my mum thinks I need to get this, right? So she does a run, she stretches out, and she falls into a neighbour's bush. And she sprained her wrist, and she had her wrist in like a little cast thing for about 3 weeks. All because she was desperate to get that ball.
You're telling me that you're the Oliver Wood of the Kirkby household?
Yeah.
I want you to return that ball or sprain your wrist trying.
In the lounge, I was pacing up and down. She was sat on the sofa looking at me. I'd had the diagrams up on the TV. I was saying, look, you are going to return every ball to me or die trying, mother. And yes, she ended up going to hospital with a sprained wrist.
Gilderoy Lockhart removes the bones from Harry's arm.
Wow.
Which limb would you like turned to jelly if you had to choose?
Ooh.
Did you go arm as well?
Oh, I don't know. I think...
May you go one leg?
No, me back. I'd like my spine to be jelly.
That's not a limb.
A limb? That's only 4 choices. Yeah, one of my arms. I think it'd be exhausting to have a jelly leg. Wouldn't it? Because you'd have to hop everywhere or have a crutch or something.
I'd go left leg with a crutch.
Yeah. I reckon that happened to Elvis Presley. He seemed to have a jelly leg, didn't he? Have you seen him dancing?
He had a stanky leg.
Ooh, jelly deals. See, one of his legs was like, sturdy, strong, and his other one was like,
It was Forrest Gump who taught him that. He was making fun of a boy who had metal casts around his legs, the way he danced. And he's like, I'll do that on telly, that's funny.
Yeah, and similarly, Elvis based his singing voice off Forrest Gump as well. Oh, Jenny!
Have you watched Forrest Gump?
Life is like a box of chocolate shell. I have seen Forrest Gump. Our history teacher was very impressionable, and whenever we didn't want to do any work, we would start chanting Forrest Gump, because we knew that was the DVD she had in her drawer.
Really?
Yeah. And, some days, if it was, lesson 1, lesson 2, she'd resist the chance. And she'd say, no, we need to learn about Martin Luther King. But if it was lesson 5 at the end of the day, towards Christmas, and we were chanting Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump, she'd stick it on and we'd watch an hour of Forrest Gump.
That's Potter.
Yeah.
It's got to be fun at schools now because you've got every film imaginable on your phone.
Yeah.
Not you, just like,
Yeah, that's interesting.
You can go on some dodgy streaming sites. Sir, put in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. It's on Daily Motion right now. It's got French subtitles, but it'll do.
Yeah, nowadays, there's so much choice, isn't there?
Yeah.
Nowadays, if we were in that history class, we wouldn't be chanting Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump. We'd be chanting, I don't mind, what do you fancy watching? I don't mind, what do you fancy watching?
I reckon now it's just like they spend the hour at the end of term just like scrolling through Netflix and then never deciding and then doing the same in the next class.
For the whole hour.
Yeah.
Oh, he's seen that one. This one's got a bad review. It's too violent, this one. Oof.
Oh! What I like about Gilderoy Lockhart is that he never gives up. Despite the fact he's proved wrong constantly. He's always doing spells. He always thinks, this time.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah.
Boy's just broken his arm.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Fake it till you make it. Confidence gets you so far in life just by having a confident air and a confident personality. Can get you through doors, it can get you jobs, it can get you, almost whatever you want. And I think Lockhart's complete lack of, doubting himself or, on the face of it is, he's got him this job, he's selling all these books when actually he doesn't know anything. So it's only confidence that's got him where he is today. And a lovely smile, of course.
But was it such a bad spell? Removing someone's bones? I'd argue not. Because if you were going to use that in battle, what a spell to use.
Yeah.
Because not only have you made them incapable of continuing in the duel,
Yeah.
but also a painful month ahead where
Yeah.
they regrow the bones in their arms.
That would be a perfect, if you were doing a duel, that's the perfect spell.
Yeah.
Just turn their wand arm into jelly.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Turn their wand arm into jelly. What rhymes with that?
You big, fat, horrible, smelly.
He's right. Listeners, is he wrong? Answers on a postcard.
This is on a poem. Does smelly rhyme with jelly? We don't know. We need to know. Yeah, very, very interesting.
Now, at the hospital wing,
Yeah.
in some ways, like Hermione,
Yeah.
will always ignore Lockhart's shortcomings, won't she?
Yes.
In
She
this-
sees him through rose-tinted glasses.
In the same way I do so for Williams.
Yes, that's true.
Is there anyone where you can forgive certain bad aspects about them? Darts players.
Well, I think, because I quite like Phil Taylor, but there's a couple of things in his... There was a dodgy court case where he'd had, 2 women in his van or something. and that was a bit odd. And sometimes he'd be very childish in a darts match and do, silly things.
Oh.
But I think you can still support somebody and not agree with what they do. I think, because everyone's done something bad, haven't they?
I don't support your kidnappings, Phil Taylor, but I support you.
Yeah, I support you. I like your darts. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Williams.
David Williams, yeah. I know, because I'm not keen on David Williams.
Series 1 of Little Britain.
Yeah.
You can do anything in my books after that. Funny. Now, Harry wakes up, passes out, doesn't he?
Yes,
Wakes
he does.
up.
Now, hang on, before he passes out,
Go on.
it says in the book, you help yourself to a fruit pastel.
Yeah.
Well, I'll remind you that Ron helps Harry get into his pyjamas.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, he says Ron helps him into his pyjamas, right? And there's also a bit of a almost carry-on doctor line where it says if Harry had wanted deboning, he would have asked. But I'm not being funny. Even if one arm doesn't work, you can still put on a pair of pyjamas. with one hand. You do not need Ron's help to put on a pair of pyjama trousers.
Give him a break. He's just fallen off his broom.
Oh, I'm not being funny. Harry is not wanting Ron to undress him and put on a pair of paisley pyjamas.
Yes, he is. And given the
believe
opportunity,
it.
you'd do it as well.
Yeah, that's true. As the same age. So, go on, he wakes up in the middle of the night.
It's a fine Dobby sponging his forehead.
Never mentions with what. Never mentions with what.
I reckon a sponge.
I do as well. But it's fun to imagine, isn't it?
Is it? He says to Dobby, I might strangle you, Dobby.
Yeah.
After he finds out that Dobby was bewitching the Bludger at the Quidditch match.
Yeah.
And Dobby grins. He's smiling.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I'm used to that. He's like, he's a textbook abuser.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for your own good. Awful. I hate Dobby.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, Dobby's used to death threats. He gets 5 a day at home. Fantastic that Dobby is getting his 5 a day. Here in the UK, don't know if you know this, overseas viewers, we are told to have 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day. For Dobby, it's death threats. I want to ask you, Tom, how many death threats have you had today?
To be honest, me and my girlfriend Lucy,
Yeah.
we dish them out.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of things are you shouting across the room?
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah.
That's stuff like that.
Fantastic. How many have you had today? Have you had your 5 a day?
2.
2!
Yeah, probably.
2, and it's in the evening.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let me help you with your 5 a day.
Go on.
I am going to strangle you with my bare hands.
3.
I am going to slit your throat with a rusty razor.
Oh! 4.
I am going to watch you.
Drown.
Yeah.
I helped you out with that one.
Thank you, yeah.
4.5, not bad.
Not bad.
It's mad that Dobby can
Yeah.
justify like trying to kill Harry. I'm doing
Yeah.
this for your own good. Mental. But also, wait, before I go on to that,
Yeah.
I get 5 death threats a day.
Yeah.
How bad is he at being a house elf?
Yeah.
That, Lucius Malfoy is having to threaten to kill him 5 times a day.
Well, yeah, because Lucius Malfoy doesn't seem the kind of guy to even bother talking to Dobby. It should just be that Dobby is expected to do these chores, and then he does them. The only reason Lucius would offer to kill him is because he's doing things wrong.
Maybe he's like the ghoul that's in the Weasley's attic.
Yeah.
And he just came with the house.
Yeah.
And they can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he's just like taking it upon himself to do these jobs. Made
Yeah.
your dinner. It's fucking burnt. Why do it at all if you're going to burn it?
Oh, it's burnt. I'll burn you in a minute.
Would you eat anything that Dobby prepared for you? He's wearing a pillowcase that he found, that he blows his nose on, he dries his tears onto. Would
Yeah.
you want that guy cooking your dinner?
Well, no, and he does all this like he irons his own hands. His hands are covered in bandages. I'm thinking, you know, that those vegetables are going to have blood in them or burn like burnt flakes of skin. I can imagine. Now, I can't imagine Lucius giving death threats, but I can 100% imagine Malfoy for a laugh coming in and going, "Hey, I'll kill you, Dobby. Gonna murder you." 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dobby. Yeah, this is quite interesting because Dobby is doing all these horrible things to Harry, but then he's saying it's for your own good. It's because I care about you, and it's almost emotional abuse. You know, the idea of somebody caring for you but also causing you pain.
Yeah.
Is really awful.
I hate it. Honestly, this book is crazy.
Yeah.
So far, we've had Dobby as a concept.
Yeah.
We've had the flying car, and now we've got the Polyjuice Potion. The
Yeah.
saving grace is Gilderoy Lockhart cheering everyone up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's this horrible thing of, I remember doing training on it, where it's called attachment styles, and there are 4 attachment styles. 1 healthy, 3 unhealthy. And Dobby is one of these insecure attachment styles where he is both the person who gives Harry the bad stuff, he abuses him, he hurts him, but then also is the comfort. You know, he's dabbing him on the forehead, he's saying that he loves him, he's giving him all this praise. And that's going to make Harry very unsure about his relationship with Dobby, because this is the person who is causing me pain, but this is also the person who's helping me heal. And it's really bad. It's really dangerous, I think.
Harry sees a bit right through him,
Yes,
doesn't he? He's
yeah.
like, I hate this guy. I want to
Yeah.
get rid of him. He's not doing that much to get rid of him, is he?
No.
So he has fallen under Dobby's spell.
Yes.
You know, and also he can't tell a lie to Dobby.
Yeah.
I can't. He'd be even worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I know there's a bit where he talks, he starts praising Harry, and I found this interesting about how the fact that Harry defeated Voldemort as a baby caused, you know, elves to be treated differently, you know, treated more like humans. This is the first time, actually, where we've actually delved into the effect of Harry Potter's defeat on Voldemort being good for the wizarding world, I think. Because everybody just treats Harry like a celebrity rather than a saviour, I suppose.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see, as you just said then, that the magical creatures,
Yeah.
like, are treating him like, you know, the
Yeah.
second coming.
Yeah.
Or the first coming in their world.
Yeah, 100%.
Very interesting. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone else is just like, hey, it's Harry Potter, you know, celebrity, he's the boy, you know.
And that's interesting that the Dark Lord, as like, you know, once he was defeated, all people with certain people were like, well, I guess we can't be as mean to ourselves anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the reverse Brexit.
Yeah.
Because when Brexit happened,
Yeah.
people started going out, you know, when it was like, you know, the vote was decided.
Yeah.
People started going out onto the street and slinging abuse at people, thinking, we're allowed to do it now.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And I think if it was reversed, people would be like, oh, might stop.
I better stop with these terrible, terrible comments. Yeah, very interesting. I'd like to see that explored a bit more throughout the books, kind of just the, you know, the actual effect that Voldemort's disappearance had on the wizarding world. Very interesting. Dobby is a lot more resilient than Hagrid when asked for information.
Yeah.
Whereas Hagrid, a little compliment here, or just asking him the question outright, he will freely give the information and then regret it. Whereas Dobby seems to be a lot better at kind of resisting these questions. Because he answers like a politician almost, very diplomatically. You're like, there's something going on, but I can't say much more about it. It's not for me to say, I mustn't say this, blah, blah, blah. I hear your question, but let me tell you this.
Yes.
I hear your question, Harry, but let me tell you this. These bones are going to grow back fantastically. This is what I'm telling you. Avoiding the question.
Yeah.
But he does reveal that the Chamber of Secrets was opened previously, which is a plot thread that we've not heard before.
He revealed that, or does Dumbledore reveal that?
Well, no, so Dobby reveals that the Chamber of Secrets was opened a few years ago in his conversation. Dumbledore reveals that the Chamber of Secrets is now open again. But up until now, we assume that this is the first time it's been opened ever since Salazar Slytherin hid it away 1,000 years ago. But here we're starting to get that thread, which we'll see later on, where it was opened about 30, 40 years ago.
Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets. What's the secret? A great big snake. That's a weird secret.
Hey, you haven't heard this from me, but there's a snake. Shh, it's a secret. And excuse me, secrets implies that there's more than one. What are these secrets?
What it's eating.
Snake food.
No, but what's it eating down there?
I don't know. I'd imagine just like what normal snakes eat, like a live deer, mice.
Giant mice.
Giant mice, yeah.
Giant mice.
Which are dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Very interesting. Dumbledore only finds Colin Creevy because he was coming down to get himself a hot chocolate. I love that he doesn't have the means to make himself one,
No.
despite being one of the most powerful wizards.
You would think he'd have a little kitchenette in his chambers.
Yeah. All he needs is a kettle.
A kettle, and he could have a jar of options.
Yeah, yeah.
And some UHT milk. He don't even need a fridge.
No. There must be a spell that makes it, but oh no, I have to sneak down to the kitchens in my 90 and ask the elves to make me one. Hiya boys, sorry to wake you up. I'd like a hot chocolate, please. Not too milky.
Will you give us some clothing to set us free? No.
Not until you make me the hot chocolate. You always do this, Professor Dumbledore. You promise to give us clothes if we make you a hot chocolate. We make you a hot chocolate and then you just piss off back to bed.
There is no way of knowing that Colin Creevy was like frozen stiff from
Yeah.
the basilisk, is there?
No.
For all we know, he could have been sat on the stairs. Yeah. Dumbledore's running down in his robes. He
Yeah.
accidentally jumps over Colin Creevy.
Yeah.
Colin gets a glance up. Sees Dumbledore's undercarriage and he's frozen stiff.
Yeah.
Holding a bag of grapes.
Yeah.
And then Dumbledore's like, oh, basilisk.
Or I'm imagining Dumbledore completely nude, coming down to get a hot chocolate. He bumps into Colin Creevy. Ooh! I don't want this getting out. Petrificus totalis!
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the spell Hermione did on Neville last year, which literally has the word petrificus in it, petrified. Why does it have to be this creature from the Chamber of Secrets?
Why isn't it eating anyone? Why is it just giving glances?
Yeah, it's odd, isn't
He's
it?
playing Wink Murder. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. So yeah, it is revealed that the Chamber of Secrets is opened, and Dumbledore says,
The question is not who. The question is how.
No, also who?
yeah. Does it have to be just one question? I think there are a lot of questions we would like answering.
When? Why?
Why?
Where?
Where?
What?
What? Literally every single question word could be used in this.
The question is not who. The question is, well, yes, who?
What? Where? Why? Dumbledore, you don't have to sound mysterious every 5 minutes. You don't have to be the person who has all the knowledge. McGonagall, you know who could have done this? Good question, McGonagall.
The question is, will you make me a hot chocolate, Madam Pomfrey?
The question is, how much powder? And how much milk?
Oh, what a world.
What a world! What a world!
Right.
Yeah.
How many jellied arms are you giving this chapter out of 5?
Oh, I like this chapter. I do find Quidditch a bit boring, but I like the fact that the plot's moving forward. I like this little nugget about the chamber being opened previously. All in all, though, not the best chapter. It didn't get me excited. It didn't get me, enjoying it as much as others.
Whoa.
I'm going to give it a pretty solid 3.5 stars out of 5.
Very nice.
Thank
That
you.
is a very good scoring.
Yes.
For me, this chapter gave us a lot of detail.
Yes.
And it was funny. It had me laughing. Silly things were dotted throughout. And now the story is moving.
Yes.
Dumbledore has announced it. The Chamber of Secrets is officially opened. That, in my opinion, is going to get... What?
That sounds like he's cut it open with tape. The Chamber of Secrets has been officially opened!
But it is going to get these three... Definitely going to make that apologies potion now. They're like, oh my God, it's going to kill people, this snake.
Yeah.
We got to sort this out.
Definitely.
I'm going to go with you, though. Wasn't that thrilling? So I'm going to give it 3 jellied arms out of 5.
Fantastic!
Right. Are you ready for the nation's favourite segment?
Quiz! Quiz, quizzicky, quiz, quizzicky, quiz, 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 quiz. Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz, quizzicky, quiz, quizzicky, quiz, 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 quiz.
Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas. How well will you do?
I'll blow you a kiss.
This quiz, I think you won last week's, didn't you?
The one question quiz from last week.
The one question quiz you won.
Yeah.
This quiz is for to take part in a Mexican wave.
Oh, with you?
Yeah, with me.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't win, I'm going to do it on my own.
Oh no, that's just you holding your hands up.
And you have to watch me have that fun on my own.
Oh no, I'm going to get massive FOMO. Okay, I need to win.
Question 1. What was used to grow back Harry's bones in his arm?
Skelly grow.
Correct. I'm going to give you a tick. Question 2. What does Malfoy call Harry on the pitch?
Scarhead.
Correct. Question 3. How long does it take to brew Polyjuice potion?
A month.
A month. Correct. 4. And this is for the win.
Oh.
This is for the win.
Yeah.
What does Dobby hit himself in the head with?
Harry's water. Oh, you want more than that? Harry's water jug.
Correct, sir!
Yes!
You ready for it?
Who's starting it? You?
Me. Whoa!
Hey! I'm going backwards.
Whoa!
Hey!
That's where it ends. This has been the exciting this week's episode of Quiz. Quiz. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz. Gonna ask you about how well will you do?
Pottervision.
And now, keen listeners, you've been waiting all show. It's time for Hedwig's droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo. We're not alluding to ploppings.
Ploppings.
We mean the messages you send in when we allude to Hedwig's
Droppings.
What's in her beak this week? I loved your little laddins there. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's like being in like a little 70s disco number.
You like shit like that?
I do, yeah. Backing vocals, harmonies.
Yeah. I remember when we've sang songs on stage before. Not that we do it often.
Yeah.
But you'll be like adding different things in, you
Yeah.
know, like singing different bits. And it's confusing to be the other singer.
I love it. Both the confusion and the variety that it adds to each single performance. This week in Hedwig's Beak, we've got a couple of lovely 5-star reviews.
Oh!
The first one, very brief, it's from Aliak Weird. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Who just says, thank you, hilarious.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for your 5-star review.
Thank you very much for your 5-star review.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your 5-star review. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So,
Dance for your daddy, sing to your mummy. Dance for your daddy, sing to your mummy.
sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. Now, our next lovely 5-star review is from Isis.
Really?
It's a load of SK, S's, I's, O's and S's. Now, this person says, I am 11 years old and I love the Pottervision podcast. I hear it all the time when I do my schoolwork. I think I am the only German fan. I heard every single episode about 8 times and I love it.
Excellent.
Well, first of all, Isiosis, we will tell you that you're not the only German fan. We have a few fans from Germany that follow us, so you're not on your own. But you might be our youngest fan.
Yeah.
I don't think I know anybody younger than 11 that listens to the Pottervision podcast. So congratulations to you and thank you very much for your 5-star review. And hey, keep cracking on with that homework.
Yeah, clean your ears out because it is a mucky podcast.
Oh, yes.
And congratulations, because in Germany in 3 years you'll be allowed to drink.
Hey!
I'll get you through your GCSEs.
Hey!
Or GGCSEs.
Exactly.
German GCSEs.
Yeah. I love the idea that the German GCSEs are still called German GCSEs. Hey! Now, we also must thank our new patrons that have joined us on our Patreon site. We must thank Sister Maisie.
Thank you, Sister Maisie.
For being a baby Harry. And we've also got 2 baby Dracos, Abby Allen and Lucy Winning. So thank you so much.
We love our baby Dracos. And our baby Harrys.
And our baby Harrys. But yeah, fantastic being top of the tier baby Dracos. They have access to our 2019 live show, bonus episodes a week, personalised thank you videos, keyrings, posters, all sorts of stuff. Fantastic. And then the final comment we've had this week is from Vicky C. Sarkiewicz on Facebook, who says, literally the only reason I like Mondays is because your next episode gets released.
Oh.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Vicky.
I personally like Mondays because I get to turn the page in my page a week diary.
Thank you, Vicky. You're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky.
Hey, and that was Edwig's drummings.
Pottervision.
This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Again, if you can do, leave us a 5-star review on, I was going to say TripAdvisor, you can do if you want, but on the iTunes, that would be very lovely. You can message us at pottervision.com and catch us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Also, if you want some lovely bonus content, we have got a Patreon, patreon.com/Pottervision. You can get access to bonus episodes and keyrings, posters, all sorts of stuff.
It's about supporting the show that you love.
Next week, it's episode 28. It's Book 2, Chapter 11, The Dueling Club. I've been Lukas Kirkby.
And I've been Tom Lawrenson.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. You can contact us through our website, pottervision.com. And if you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.